Alright, so this is the video I never did on the Viking exhaust. And you can see I'm working on this now. I'm trying to get, actually already started cutting. I'm about to cut this whole back side off. And what I'd done before, I'm kind of glad I didn't do a video because it was pretty much a stupid idea. Just tried to rig it up quick before we went to Possum Creek, because Possum Creek, the creek is the trail. We knew he was going to be in a lot of water. So I tried to get some bolts welded in there so I could put a flange on there and have my extension, because hold on, we're going to try a little TV magic. So this here is the flange. Now this is the factory flange that bolts on the back of the muffler, and it has the filter thing on the inside of the muffler that sticks in the muffler, and on the outside it just had like a little piece sticking out. Well, what I did is I cut that whole flange like this, and then put this flange on this piece of pipe. See how it's an elbow with my tractor flap on there. This is like an old piece of exhaust pipe that it comes out down underneath the truck and turns behind the back wheel and shoots out the side. This is that piece just cut off of an old exhaust. And then I welded it to this flange because, see, this flange already had these 4 holes, and I'm thinking, well, I just need to make something to bolt right up, be good to go. But getting bolts in here and staying is a problem because you can't get inside there to weld it. And we've had so many bolts and stuff through here trying to tighten it up, and we've crimped all this down right here, so it's all jacked up. We'll never seal anything on here again. So now I'm at the point where I'm about to cut this bad boy off, and let me find the piece I cut. See what show you what I'm trying to do. Okay, so if I was doing this way from the get-go, it would have been a lot easier, but I was trying to be too quick last minute. So what I'm doing now, the way I'd recommend doing it in the future, don't even mess with this, because this stuff it's hollow in here. There's 2 layers, but it's hollow. It's really thin. It don't support any weight, especially not the weight of that big old piece of exhaust coming out here, without having to put an extra hanger, because I got it clamped in the vise. But there is a hanger right there, which is, you know, pretty close to the back. Should be enough to hold it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this straight off here. I got this piece here. I'm gonna cut this round and weld it on there. Cut a hole in it. Now with that hole in it, I'll do like this. We'll weld this to it. This piece here is going to be round like the muffler, and here's going to be hollow. I'll weld this to the muffler, because now, backing up a couple steps, these bolts, the reason I had originally tried doing it like this is because on the Viking dump bed, where this exhaust comes out right out the back, turning a pipe straight up comes right up behind the tailgate. So you cannot dump the bed, you can't lift the bed to do any kind of service work or anything like that with this piece on there. So I was thinking I needed to just have it where I can unbolt it easy, but there's just been too many problems with that. I could just take a plate, weld it on there with bolts through it from the back, but I even found a better way to do it. I'll just weld this on here. This is the right size that exhaust piece will slip into, and hiding it under this plate. I'm just going to have this one clamp holding it, so when I go to do any kind of service work, all I have to do is loosen these 2 nuts, take this clamp loose, and I can pull that piece off and be able to dump the bed. I could even take this and undo it and run the exhaust without the extension piece, and it'll just be this sticking out the back. Like, it still won't look crazy, you know what I mean? And they're gonna look like this. That's no go. That's what we can't have. So I already started cutting, and I started cutting this, and I was like, what about that video I never did on the exhaust? So I'm gonna get this cut off here, and okay, so check this out. This is still work in progress. I only got I got this tacked on there, but I took that square piece of plate and cut a hole in it. If it'll focus in there, probably not. But anyways, there's welded that to that plate, and now I'm welding it to the muffler. And remember, I cut the back piece off this fucking bolt thing that didn't work out. So now I just got this. I can use that clamp. I can cut that flange off and then slide this right on here. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. So we'll get this welded up on here, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, so that was successful. That's welded on there. Nice and clean all the way around. So now it's time to cut this joker off of here. And then all I gotta do is slide it on, bolt it. So that's it, y'all. You know, this part here, don't even bolt it, just a couple springs, one bolt over the back tire, and this assembly here just comes out real easy. So now I got my new flange I made, just a piece of diamond plate, sheet metal, and welded my adapter I got from the parts store. I went to the parts store today and spent like $8 or $9. I got this clamp and this adapter piece. And seeing as with, you know, I already had the pipe here. I just salvaged that off an old truck. So all I had to do was get a piece that was big enough for this pipe to slide into, and then I just wanted it a little bit bigger just to weld it on there, and a simple clamp. Now when I go to take this off, all I gotta do is loosen that clamp, pop this out, and then it looks like that, and that ain't bad. I can get some high heat exhaust, some kind of paint maybe, and just paint all that black, or just leave it, it'll all be covered in mud. But that's so much simpler than that crap I was trying to do with all them bolts. Because now you ain't got to worry about the weight of this thing sticking out the back, holding on them bolts on that little flange. Now this is all one, from here back is all one piece. This whole assembly is all one piece, like it's welded together now. So I ain't got to worry about this one. Hey, there's a bolt here with the hanger. That'll hold it more than, you know, more than it needs. So we're good to go. Now I ain't got to worry about my exhaust falling off, or water getting in there. When I went through the washout pond at Funny Farm, I had a rooster tail of water coming out the exhaust pipe, because I had this whole flange here screwed up big time. So we're good to go. Black Timberfest, here we come. It's actually the night before. It's Wednesday night. I'm actually leaving out in the morning, so this was kind of last minute, but I'm super stoked that it's ready, good to go. It's time to find some mud, so catch y'all later. All right, so it's the next day, ready to load up and go to Black Timberfest. I got the new muffler on, back on there. Got it bolted back up. See how I got my little plate with my extension coming off the back. See, so if it's not even hooked up just like that, it don't look half bad. And it sounds pretty good too. Let me start it up. Yeah, I don't know how well you can hear that, but it sounds pretty good. Actually, my buddy, it's pretty much the same motor what they put in the Grizzly. He's got a Grizzly 700 with I don't even know which kind it was. Is HMF. You probably pay 300 bucks for his exhaust. That's my factory muffler. Fucking $10 from the parts store. Okay, so now this was my whole issue. See, right now I can open my bed. And I'm leaving this off till I get at the park because I still gotta do some dielectric grease under the bed and stuff like that for spark plug and such. But check this bad boy out. Now all I gotta do is slide it in and put that clamp on. I'm just gonna set it here for now and you can see. Bam. That's where she goes. See that? So simple. Not a whole lot of money invested. Of course, had to go to Tractor Supply and get one of these, so it just like blah 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 blah. Let's see. Go ahead and start her up for you with that in there. Make sure it's in there good enough. Watch this. So there she be. It's pretty simple, very effective. Of course, I got my radiator and my snorkels and all that stuff, so now, you know, I'm good to go. See this here, I had this on here like I said before, that with them bolts, but just the weight of this pipe hanging off the back wasn't enough. Them bolts and that little flimsy piece on the back of that muffler wasn't enough. So now it's solid. It's about as rigid as you can get. You want it to flex a little bit, bounces around, so nothing breaks. It's on that rubber mount. So any questions, feel free to ask. Anybody can do this. It's real simple, and I definitely recommend this being the only way to do it. So off to Lac Timberfest. We didn't get the Sportsman Polaris snorkel because it was going to be so involved. We're just going to buy the kit. But did get the Foreman snorkeled. I know I didn't do a video on it because it was a long day. But I'll do some videos out there at Lac Timberfest this weekend and show the Foreman, and we'll see this bad boy hopefully up to here in water. So holler.